Hi and welcome to this week's Fried AI with me, Billy McLaughlin, where I cut through the fuss and get to the facts on the big bad world of AI and what it means for us as accountants, bookkeepers and finance professionals. Starting off with news from the UK government, who have emphasised that they are going to be enforcing much stricter regulation around digital platforms, including AI ones. Essentially, this means stronger accountability for platforms, and AI ones in particular will not be able to scale without accepting responsibility for what they are producing. Now, the idea here is to protect vulnerable users mainly, and we're seeing a huge rise in people using AI tools for financial advice. So we've seen it for things like not just for companies, but we're talking budgeting, mortgage advice, sort of advice for saving and that type of thing. So we're going to see a lot more of this. We've already said in the past that we're going to have clients coming to us with pre-written answers from AI. That's going to be no different. And we're going to have to learn to contextualize and gently correct them, I guess. It's fair to say that regulatory appetite is definitely increasing for AI, and the finance sector is going to be no different. In other news, Anthropic have launched Sonnet 4.6, meaning they are just getting better and better. Apple have announced that they are going to be releasing 3 new wearable AI devices, including a little pin that goes in your clothes with a camera in it. This just kind of reinforces that message that we really need to get across to our team and our clients in terms of confidentiality, and also the fact that AI seems to now be always watching. This week, we've also seen Peter Steinberger join OpenAI. So for those of you who don't know who that is, he was the founder of OpenClaw. I did a video on these about 2 weeks ago when they hit the mainstream press by creating a platform where agents could interact with each other. But a slight bit of deeper context here is what this will actually mean for OpenAI. I think this is their direction of travel in terms of they want AI that can interact with each other autonomously. So you're going to have tools that respond to tools with no human intervention. And ultimately, I guess, AI that acts and not just responds, so it can go ahead and do things without that prompt. Airbnb next, and this will impact some of your clients if they are doing Airbnb, if they have got rentals on the platform. This is only in the US and Canada right now, but Airbnb have said that 1/3 of its support is now handled by AI, which is a huge amount. So what's AI actually doing? Well, first of all, it's going to be triaging queries and questions and putting them into the right buckets for people to respond to. It's also going to be able to handle guest communication at scale. So if you have a lot of rentals, that's going to be super handy. And also it's going to be embedded within those revenue platforms for those clients that are using Airbnb and essentially taking the revenue data from it. So we're going to see guest communications that are going to be AI led. We're going to see disputes that are going to be dealt with algorithmically. So essentially they're going to be put into the right areas for people to deal with. Now, this is a really exciting main feature in Friday AI. I'm going to be talking about Dext's new AI Assist. So this is only in beta, so not everybody has access to it, but will allow people to interact with their financial data in a conversational way, which I think is definitely worth slowing down for. So I'm going to break this down for you in a few segments. So what will AI Assist actually let you do? Well, it will let you ask natural language questions about transactions, so you can speak to it like you would a human. It will also surface any unusual transactions. You'll be able to get context from the transactions that are in the system and also speed up that review process. We're going to really see Dext kind of shift from this data capture, storage, manual review type thing to data capture still, because that is kind of the embodiment of Dext, conversational insights that you can have with the system, and then that will allow you to have these tailored reviews and really, really great insights into your clients. So where I would be looking at this in terms of my workflow would be sort of before you meet the client, so pre-meeting preparation. You could also use it for offering kind of an audit for your clients. So this doesn't have to be clients that actually take an audit from you or require an audit. You could be offering this to your smaller clients because you can do it in a much more cost-effective way. You could be using it for month-end reviews, for example, or even kind of that added value service to your clients. So maybe a supplier analysis or something along those lines. this changes it massively because you can ask really, really simple questions. Are there any unusual transactions that jump out? Are there any suppliers that have received, we've received a lot more invoices for than usual? And having these extra questions and this much more ease of access to our data is going to save us a hell of a lot of time. It may not seem like it, but if you think about it, 5 minutes per client every time you work on that client is going to save a ton of time. Okay, so whether you're a Dext user or not, I guess the question is like, why is this important? We've always seen Dext as a great tool for things like extraction. We've seen it as a great tool for automation, reducing that burden of entry and mistakes and things like that. But to be honest, all those things have been great, but it's become a little bit outdated. And I feel for Dext because I think they've always had this typecast on them because they were kind of the first really big provider of these services. That's all they've really been known for. Whereas now I think we are going to really see a massive shift in terms of the insights we can get from the product. We're going to see pattern detection. So where we have certain suppliers acting in certain ways, we're going to really see Dext be able to provide that insight for us and accelerate that review process that we normally have when it comes to looking at our clients' information. So this strategic shift that we're seeing from Dext, I think is going to give like a huge amount of value to the current customers, but also give a lot of reasons to switch over to them if you're not already. But it does come with a little bit of a warning. So you do still have to think about things like reviewing the conclusions that it comes out with, validating those outputs, and ultimately taking responsibility for the answers that it gives you. So this is titled the AI Assist, and that's exactly what it is. It's there to assist you. So don't rely on it too heavy. Please still use your brain. This is not something that just means you can switch your brain off and let it do everything for you. It's there to help you. So please do still take some responsibility when you're using it. And finally, from the client's point of view, well, what are they going to see? Actually, nothing at the moment. This is not going to be available to the clients, but that's a good thing because that just means that you and your superhero cape will be shining even more when you're providing these excellent insights, which is much easier for you and your firm to provide. That's everything from me this week on Friday. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you all next week.